The following is a Hoop Ball presentation.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score Breakdown Show, a Hoop Ball presentation. My name is Adrian Benjamins, and I'm joined by Neil Rochlani, and this episode of the Box Score Breakdown Show is brought to you by Hawaiian Isles Kona Coffee Company. Get some delicious coffee and taste the Kona difference. Head over to hawaiianisles.com and Amazon. Neil Rochlani, how are you doing, sir?
I don't know. I'm kind of mixed emotions. Season's over. Stress is gone. But I check the box scores. I don't know why. I still check them every night. I'm like, would I pick up this guy? I guess we got to talk about it, but it doesn't really affect my personal teams anymore. It's all over. Season's done, fantasy-wise.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I pay an extra monthly fee for League Pass on my TV subscription, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, am I going to watch these, games on League Pass anymore? I'm like, I'll just watch what's on primetime TV. So I'm going to probably cancel the rest of my... I mean, this is really odd for me, Neil, because usually in quite a few of my Roto leagues, I play to the last night, but I'm knocked out on my... all my head-to-head leagues are over. Most of them have ended. And then in my Roto leagues, I can't move at all. I can't really gain it. So I feel like the season's already over for me. So... Yeah. It's really weird. This is a weird time, but there is still some great basketball on. The playoffs are really interesting with the seedings, the changes that are happening on a night-to-night basis with the seeding. So still a lot of interesting things that we can talk about. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. Plus, we can talk about the pickup for those out there who are still listening. I'm assuming they are still playing. Or they just love to hear your voice, Adrian.
I doubt that.
I do it. That's why I come on the show.
You're too kind, sir.
Let's, I guess, we can talk about pickups for people. It's silly season now, or the official silly season, and starts earlier each year, as we kind of talked about last show. And it's in full bloom as I look at the box scores tonight, flipping around, watching a few games here and there. Should we dive right in? I guess I think there was some injury news that was kind of major, was there not?
Ooh, I got one for you.
Yeah.
And we mentioned it yesterday. Jonas Valanciunas shut down for the season.
Oh, wow.
So what do you think about that, man? We know Caboclo, maybe Ivan Rabb, because they're also JJJ got shut down for the season. Right. So I don't know, man. Caboclo's been playing well. He did struggle in the last game, but I think he's a must-own guy. What do you think?
I think he's as close as they get. I think he's right on the cusp. He's had a couple good games. Last night he got in foul trouble early and didn't really play that many minutes, and they got blown out as well. So, with these guys that are still developing, it's kind of hard to say. But, yeah, I think might be a little strong, but definitely worth a flyer for sure.
Mm-hmm. We saw Rab. Rab had some nice fantasy value. He had a nice stretch in the middle of the season. It was a real short, small sample size because... but I don't know if maybe he can also kind of emerge as a pickup. So just keep an eye on the situation and let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, they both could be valuable. But I think if I had to go with one, I'd go with Caboclo.
Yes, I agree.
But yeah, that's tough for Valanciunas owners because he
playing.
He was going. Yeah, he was fantasy-wise going bonkers there in Memphis. So that's tough. Was there anything else you saw? I could have sworn I heard some other news, but now I can't think of it. I'm going to go to my...
They also have Joakim Noah, but...
Oh, yeah, that's right. They still have Noah.
He just can't play big minutes, man. He's just at his point of his career where he's at, it just... He's only good for 20 minutes. That's it.
Yeah, and I just wouldn't trust him. But he
Yeah.
could have some weird lines that are like really good. Anyway, Middleton was out again tonight. We can get to him later. But yeah, the big news was Valanciunas.
Yep.
That was
All right.
one. All right. I think it's
your turn. Your turn.
My turn. Your turn.
My turn. I think I did last night, but
I think you did. I think you did. All right.
Okay.
Sorry. Detroit, Indiana. I'm gonna start there. Detroit 102, Indiana 111. Detroit, Indiana, both playoff bound. It looks like. Let's see. On the Detroit side, Blake Griffin was out again tonight, so we'll see how long this lingers on for. Drummond, big night, 18, 17, 5 assists, 8 of 18 shooting, 4 steals, no blocks tonight. The wing situation, Wayne Ellington has been serviceable. I was not a believer, but it has been there. 26 points tonight, 10 of 19 shooting, 4 3-pointers, and a block. So 26 total points, I think it's at that. Great night for him. Thon McCurr gets the start in replacement of Griffin. Actually, that's okay here. I would not recommend him, though, on a nightly basis, even if Griffin stays out for a while. McCurr did have 4 big blocks tonight. Reggie Jackson, solid night again as a point guard. 22 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 of 5 from the line, and a 3-pointer. That is really it. I guess Ellington, if he's not already picked up, can be streamed for those 3 and see stats. Any thoughts on McCurr if Griffin stays out?
Yeah, I guess he's worth the stream in some deeper leagues if Blake sits out. I would imagine, I think the Pistons are still kind of fighting for seeding, so I can't imagine Blake's going to get shut down here, but I don't know. You know what, Neil? Nothing at this point would surprise me on this crazy NBA season. So, if you're feeling a little frisky, go pick up Thon Maker. And that's about all I got on the Pistons. You know how much I love talking about the Detroit Pistons. I'm a jumper on the Pacers. A guy I was really excited about, and it's weird for me to go to the bench first, but Sabonis was really nice. Doubled with 18 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. He fouled out of this game, so did his damage in only 23 minutes, shot 8 of 10 from the field and 2 of 2 from the line. I was excited to see that for my Roto League where I'm still kind of playing for something. Bogdanovich, I know I'm a broken record, doing his thing, scoring 19 points, 3 steals, 6 assists, 7 rebound, 1 3, 7 to 16 from the field, 4 4 from the line. He has been a very pleasant surprise this season. Another guy who's been a good surprise, Thaddeus Young, 19 points, 5 assists, 9 rebounds. He shot an efficient 8 of 12 from the field. He was 3 of 4 from the line. Miles Turner with a nice game, 17 points, 5 blocks, and 3 steals. How about that for defensive stats? 6 rebounds. He gave you 2 threes. That's an outstanding game from him. 5 of 7 from the field. He was 5 of 6 from the line. Corey Joseph got the start for Darren Collison, who was out in this one. But Joseph, only 4 points in 31 minutes. Wasn't really happening for him. Tyreek Evans also got the start in this one for Wes Matthews. And Tyreek Evans was okay here. 13 points, a steal, a block, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. He had 4 threes, shot 4 of 10 from the field. So I don't know if you want to I wouldn't pick up Corey Joseph. I think Tyreek Evans could be worth an add if we know that Wes Matthews is going to miss more time, but I'm not quite sure what's the deal with Wes Matthews. What do you think of the Pacers, Neil?
That's the one that's kind of curious here is Evans, who's probably available. I think his upside is kind of limited, so I think there are other guys out here that are have lower name recognition, but they'll probably do better down the stretch because they're getting more opportunities and they're kind of chucking the ball up. While Indiana is still kind of playing a good brand of basketball, they're trying to win. They're trying to play smart. So I don't think Evans is going to put up godly numbers, even if Matthews is out. But I think he could do, if you need like safe low end sort of point guard numbers, I think he can be your guy. But I think they're better upside guys from other teams. Yep, that's what I got on the Pacers. Anything else before we move on?
That's it.
All right, Miami, Boston. Miami loses 105 to 110. The Miami depth is real. Let's see. Dragic is back with a vengeance, Adrian. Right after I dropped him. 39 minutes tonight. 30 points, 12 of 20 shooting, 3 3-pointers, 5 steals, 5 assists. I thought this guy was just slumping this year. Maybe he just had to get back from this injury and he's just feeling good again. Anyway, Adebayo, he's locked and loaded for the center position, and he is playing fantastically. 19 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, 8 of 12, 2 of 2 from the line, 2 blocks. Efficient rebounding, scoring, getting you a couple assists, getting you a couple blocks. So nice to see. Not much from Derek Jones Jr. Olynyk plays 40 minutes, but 40 minutes this is an okay line. I guess it's actually a pretty good line as they go across the defensive side. 2 steals and a block, along with the 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist, 3 3-pointers. But I think the depth here is just so much, and they're I don't want to say out of it, but they're right on the cusp. They may be playing different players different nights to try to see who's playing well. So he may not get this many minutes on a night-to-night basis. Wade, as we know, playing a lot here down the stretch. 29 minutes, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. He's someone I do trust because it is his last season of 1 steal. Whiteside, I do no longer trust. Same with James Johnson. Deion Waiters, I forgot to mention him. When he shoots well, he's good tonight. 5 of 14, not great, but he's put up 14 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 1 steal and 2 3-pointers. Adrian, my main takeaway is Olynyk. Still not trusting after I did it for a long time, just because this team is fighting for playoff life, and they may yank him if he's not playing well one night or does not have a good matchup. Adebayo, I think, is safe. Dragic, I would put back in there if he somehow got dropped, and then Wade. So just those 3 guys I'm really kind of rolling with in Miami. Everyone else, I think, is more of a crapshoot. You have any thoughts on the Heat?
Yes, this team is fighting for their playoff life, Neil. They're clinging to the 8th seed. Orlando is half a game behind them. So this team is they're not going to rest their starter. And I think what we saw here tonight, this rotation, this is, I think, what we're going to see going forward. And, Neil, a strange bit of information that I got for you here. Kelly Olynyk received a $1 million bonus tonight because he hit the 1,700 minute mark for the season in this game. So I guess he had a bonus in his contract that said if he gets 1,700 minutes, he gets an extra $1 million. Very interesting. Oh, he also gets another $400,000 if they make the postseason. So Kelly Olynyk, very motivated to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
that's like hoop ball money right there.
Yeah, crazy, right? So anyways, but my other takeaway, I love Bam Adebayo, Neil.
Yeah.
I'm kind of salivating a little bit on the idea of drafting him next year. I think he is now the starting center for the Miami Heat from now on, at this point going forward, for the foreseeable future, for seasons to come. So I don't know, man. I'm eyeing him. I don't know where to try to draft him next year. It's a little early to think about that. But anyways, all right, I'm going to jump over on the Celtics. This is a good win for the Celtics, and really nice game from Al Horford, who triple-doubled, 19 points, 10 assists, 11 rebounds, had a steal, shot 7 of 13 from the field, 5 of 5 from the line. Jason Tatum with a nice game. 19 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 steal. He had 4 threes and shot 7 of 15 from the field. Kyrie Irving with a beautiful game. 25 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 8 rebounds. He had 5 threes. Shooting wasn't so great. It was only 7 of 19, but he was a perfect 6 of 6 from the line. He did also have 6 turnovers, so kind of a little bit bummer there, but still a pretty good line. Smart had a great game. A lot of nice lines from a lot of Celtics here. 16 points for Smart, 1 steal, 1 assist, 1 rebound, 4 threes. He shot 6 of 11. Baines got the start, but didn't do much. He did have 11 boards and a block, but only 4 points, shot 0 of 7 in 25 minutes. Hayward was okay off the bench. He had 11 points. 2 steals, a block, an assist, 4 rebounds. Morris wasn't really happening. Rozier didn't really have it happening. Neil, we talk constantly about how crowded the Celtics are, but what are your thoughts on the Boston Celtics?
Yeah, nice to see Irving back and Horford back if you own them. Big nights from them. 2 guys we definitely trust. Tatum, likewise. Yeah, that's really it. I mean, Marcus Smart's getting the start, so sometimes he can get defensive stats and have decent lines. He's still kind of a fringy guy for me in 12-team leagues. That's really it. I had Terry Rozier down the stretch. I thought he might, with Irving's absence, some of those games might bust out. It never really happened. I don't even think he's playing that well this year, at least as of late. So I think you can move on from him if you were streaming him like me. That is really it. We'll see if Hayward, what he does in the playoffs. I'm curious to see how this rotation plays out. But yeah, really not much changes there. Boston's pretty much set as they fight for their playoff positioning as well. Next game I've got Milwaukee 131, Brooklyn 121. The Bucks with a nice road win here. Giannis is back. Bledsoe is back. Connaughton jumps into the starting lineup with Middleton still resting. We know Brogdon is in the recovery process. Should be back at some point in the playoffs. Mirotic, I think likewise, or is he done for I don't know if he's done for the entire playoff postseason, but certainly done for the regular season. Adrian, if Bledsoe would have had this line yesterday, I may have won one of my fantasies.
Oh, man.
But he sat. And the 29 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 10 of 19 shooting, 3 three-pointers, 5 steals, 2 blocks. One of the best fantasy lines of the night. This man is special. Anyway, roll with him if you got him now. Giannis, another big night, 28 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. What else did he do? He had a steal, block, a 3, 9 of 11 from the three-point land. Sterling Brown in the starting lineup. I just not trusting him. Okay line tonight, 14, 5, and 3 with a 3 and a steal. Lopez, I do trust, mainly because he gets 4 blocks tonight along with 2 steals. That's gold. 14 points to go along with just 2 rebounds, 2 assists, but it's really the blocks and the threes that I like. The 2 steals are a nice bonus. Off the bench, George Hill played 27 minutes. It looks like he's actually going to have a little bit of, if Brogdon's out, I think he might actually have a role here. I don't know if it's a fantasy relevant role. I'm going to want you to comment on that. That's really it. I forgot Connaughton. Connaughton, 12, 7, 3. He is the first guy I'm trusting here. That's not really one of their mainstays. And then I don't know if I would go with anyone else other than, of course, Giannis, Lopez, Bledsoe, and then Connaughton. I would consider streaming maybe 1 or 2 other guys. We've seen them have 5 fantasy relevant players before. Do you like anyone else on this team?
I like Hill. I think he's strung together a few useful games, and I think it's possible we see Giannis rest some more, or if Bledsoe gets some rest. I mean, Hill has value. he'll likely, he saw 27 minutes, had nice usage, took 11 shots, definitely benefiting from no Middleton, but I think we're gonna see some more of these Milwaukee Bucks players rest, and I think Hill could be a guy you could stream. So make sure he's owned it. I like your take on Connaughton. I mean, I feel like he's been streamable for some time now. So yeah, make sure that if you need an ad, if the Bucks schedule works for you, or those two guys, I think are definitely worth an ad. All right, I'm going to jump over on the Nets side. The Nets, another team that I don't think they're going to rest players because they're another team clinging on to the 7th seed. I mean, Orlando is also just like a game behind them as well. So Brooklyn needs to win. So I see all their starters continuing to play some pretty decent minutes. Let's take a look. DeMarre Carroll's getting a start, and he's been pretty good. Neil, I don't even know if this guy could still possibly be available, but I think maybe he's worth an ad. 20 points, a block, 2 steals, 5 rebounds for him. He got 35 minutes and took 14 shots tonight, made 6 of them, had 2 threes, shot 6 of 8 from the line. Joe Harris has had a nice season. This is a great game. 17 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. He was 5 of 7 from downtown, 6 of 9 from the field. D'Angelo Russell, man, what can you say about this guy? He had 6 turnovers. That at times could be an issue, but 28 points with 10 rebounds, 3 assists, also had a steal, 4 threes. Shooting wasn't so great. So turnovers and shooting sometimes could be an issue for him. Was only 9 of 27 from the field, 6 of 6 from the line. Jared Allen doing his thing, which is like low-end double-double, 10 points, 9, I'm sorry, not a double-double, he almost double-double, 10 points, 9 rebounds. Did have 2 blocks and a steal, which is nice, 2 assists, 4 of 7 from the field for him. Karooks is getting the start, but he only got 17 minutes, maybe got into some foul trouble, had 3 fouls in 17 minutes, so not really happening, but a player that is happening, Karis LeVert has been playing better lately, even though he's coming off the bench, still getting some good minutes, took 15 shots tonight, so the usage is there, 24 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, he had 4 threes. This is what I like to see, man. I'm hoping he can get going, get his legs going, get rolling for the postseason. I don't really trust anybody else. We talk about maybe streaming Ed Davis if you're really hunting rebounds. I mean, he had 14 boards in just 20 minutes. Also had 2 blocks. So, if you're really desperate for maybe boards and blocks, maybe you stream Ed Davis. Dinwiddie's usually kind of trustworthy off the bench, but he only had 19 minutes, likely had some foul trouble, had 4 fouls in those 19 minutes, but still had 12 points in a decent line. Neil, what are your thoughts on the Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to stream guys to get these categories to win your league or to get a higher place, and Ed Davis might fall into that. He's averaging about 10 rebounds a game over the last 2 weeks, so pretty solid there. Not as many blocks. 2 is kind of his high water mark. He's more averaging around 1 a game. So don't count too many for that category. Travion Graham was out tonight. I don't know if he's going to replace Carroll once he's back, or if Carroll's in the starting lineup. Not, unfortunately, up to date on my Brooklyn lineup. But tonight, a nice night from Carroll. I think you can take a flyer on him. We've seen him produce in the past. And good to see LeVert playing well again. At one point, it looked like he might have been droppable, but obviously nowhere near that. He's playing fantastic basketball, and he's a great player. So somehow he did get dropped, pick him up. Dinwiddie, I'm less inclined to trust, unless you're in a very deep league. So I would not look for him. There are other names out there, as I mentioned before, which we'll eventually get to. All right, going on to the next game. Chicago Bulls 105, New York Knicks 113. The Bulls fall here in New York City. Adrian, I don't even know who Walt Lemon Jr. is, but he started for the Bulls tonight. 31 minutes, not much in fantasy value. Did get 3 steals. Gil Harrison, someone we talked about, had decent night. Struggled shooting 3 of 11, but did get 10 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal. So I wouldn't say decent, but I guess not terrible. Lopez, he has been solid since getting the starting role. 29 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 12 of 18 shooting, and a block. Wayne Selden, kind of a low-end line here. Don't trust him. TLC, that's the best I can do with his name. 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Off the bench, Jakar Sampson gets a nice game here, 22 and 7. I don't trust him. Archie Diacono, same. Don't trust him. The Bulls are really, I think, trying to lose now, finally, for sure. When you lose to New York, that's a good sign of your tank strategy. I would say Shaquille Harrison and Lopez are probably Lopez is my best bet. Shaquille second, and then everyone else is kind of a crapshoot for me. Maybe Selden. I think I'd rather have Selden than maybe Dinwiddie. I don't know. It's close. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the Bulls?
I agree with your take, man. I mean, it is pretty ugly when you look at the Bulls lineup. But I agree with you. Lopez, you got to definitely have him locked in your lineup. I actually picked up Harrison in my 14-team Roto League. Started him tonight. Little disappointing with the shooting, but whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. Is that what they So, whatever. I'll take it. Not much else. I mean, you really don't want to, once you get past those 2 or 3 guys, you don't really want to start looking at that, man. You're in some major trouble, dude, if you got to start, picking up Selden or Lemon Jr. or TLC or so.
That just sounds like a made-up name. They're just like punking us with Lemon Jr.
Oh, man. Man, when you look at their DNP list, Porter Jr., Levine, Dunn, Valentine, Marketed, Wendell Carter. I mean, they got a monster lineup just sitting in their DNP, man. It is crazy, Chicago Bulls. But, hey, I hope the draft is kind to the Bulls, Neil, because I would love to see them add a stud to this young core for next season. Anyways, I'm going to jump over onto the New York Knicks. And, even though the Knicks got the victory here, against a bad Chicago team, some really nice lines from the Knicks here. Dotson, 18 points, a steal, a block, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 6 threes. He's filling it up here. Shot 6 of 7 from the field. Kevin Knox with a nice game, 19 points, 3 assists, 9 boards. He had 2 threes, shot 6 of 15 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line. Moutier, Neil, a funny thing I saw this on the jump today. Moutier asked D. Wade for his jersey the other night, but D. Wade gave it, he already promised it to another player. It was a very sad moment. Everybody felt bad. Everybody felt bad for Moutier that he got rejected. D. Wade said he already gave his jersey to someone else. Anyways, so 17 points, 4 assists, 5 boards, 2 threes, 7 of 21, not great shooting from him, but still good game. Neil, I talked about how excited I am about Bam Adebayo. Another guy that I'm kind of excited about for next year, in the same vein, meaning he's also center, Mitchell Robinson, and kind of flashing why tonight. In 14 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, 4 assists. If this guy would start and get starter minutes, I would bet $1,000, and I don't have that much money. I would bet $1,000 that he is going to lead the NBA in blocks. If I just knew for sure that he was going to start and get starter type minutes, so which is not a guarantee. We don't know what's going to happen with the Knicks next year. But anyways, I love Mitchell Robinson. Pretty good game from him tonight. Another guy, Cornette, 24 points, 3 blocks, 6 rebounds, 5 threes. He shot 8 of 11 from the field. Man, I would love to tell you to go pick up Cornette, but man, the Knicks are a complete crapshoot, man. You are just gambling if you're going to pick up a New York Knick. Man, no Jordan in this one. No Vonleh, no Hazonia. Ntilikina, I believe, is shut down. Dennis Smith Jr. Is out. I think we'll see him back again. So missing so many guys in this Knicks lineup. I don't know in the next game if these guys are going to be back. Neil, what do you think of the craziness that is the New York Knicks?
Robinson, I like your thoughts on leading the league in blocks if he gets 30-plus minutes. I think that is very possible. If not leading, he'll be in the top 3. But yeah, he's safe, and I think Knox is probably the one guy I want. Do not have the best line tonight among all these players, but I think he's the safest. Cornette, he shot 8 of 11, 5 of 7 from 3. If he has an off night, his line's a lot worse. So I am a little hesitant to run out and get him. Moutier, very streaky, so don't trust him. He also shot 7-21. Dotson, man, we've seen this movie so many times now, right? 6 of 7 from three-point land. That's not sustainable. So I'm hesitant there. I think it's really just Knox. And if Knox is gone, I guess you roll the dice and see who comes up. Like you said, I think Dennis Smith isn't done for the season, right? He is going to come back. I think they are going to play him. So that really takes a cut into Moutier. So I don't know. Between Moutier, Dotson, and Cornette, it's really tough. And I don't think you're guaranteed anyone there. Yeah, it's hard for me to recommend any of them. So I'm going to move on to the next game. Orlando, Toronto. Orlando falls 109 to 121. Jonathan Isaac, 8.4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 threes, 3 steals, 3 blocks, Adrian. This guy has to help you a little bit in your Roto League, right? Steals, blocks, those are nice numbers.
Yes, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take those defenses.
Vucevic, double-doubles here, 13 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 of 14 shooting, 2 3-pointers. He has been solid all year long. Fournier has a nice night, shooting 8 of 16. Get up 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, a steal as well. Let's see. DJ Augustine, not a very good night. He's up and down, as we know. Aaron Gordon, likewise. This guy, I always thought he could be a top 50 fantasy player. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I'm not going to trust him next year. I thought he was undervalued coming this year. He was not. I think he's going to be off my radar next year unless he really falls. Terrence Ross, off night for him, just 2 of 10 shooting, so does knock down those 2 threes and 2 steals. So, but not great night. Carter Williams plays 25 minutes. I don't trust him. Let's see. Windu and Birch play substantial minutes, 21 and 16 respectively, but not trusting either of them. Yeah, it's nothing here new from Orlando. Like you said, they are fighting to try to make a playoff spot, so they are going to stay with the rotations. I think pretty much set as they are. We don't see a lot of rest from their big name players just yet. Any thoughts from you on the Magic?
Not really much for me to add. There's no really change to what we know from the Magic, so I'm just going to skip it and head over to Toronto. And Neil, we talk often about Danny Green, and I've mentioned about like what a headache it is to have Danny Green because you never know when to play him. But Neil, I gotta admit, when you got him in your lineup and he has a night like tonight, you feel pretty good, man. You feel pretty good. So I feel happy that he gave me 29 points, 3 blocks, 2 steal, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. Neil, 7 of 10 from 3-point range. I mean, this is as good as it gets for Danny Green. This is like the promised land for Danny Green right here, man. So congratulations if you stuck with him all season, or if you're just desperate like me and you don't really have anyone else to play. Congratulations. we've been praising Siakam all season. Tonight, didn't really have it going. Only 6 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 3. But whatever, man. This guy has been so fantastic. His leash is so long. I will give him a bad game here or there. Kyle Lowry, I'm just happy that this guy is still playing at this point of the season. 12 points, 3 steals, a block, 7 assists with 6 rebounds, 3 threes, 3 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line. Kawhi Leonard, another guy that I'm happy is still playing this late into the year. 15 points, a steal, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, 1 3. He was 5 of 12 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line. Gasol, this is a little better. A little disappointed he didn't have any defensive stats, but 13 points, 4 assists, 4 boards, 2 threes, 4 of 8 from the field, 3 from the line. Off the bench, they got some nice games from Van Vliet and Serge Ibaka, but I don't really trust either guy if I know they're going to come off the bench and play, this reserve type role. I think most nights they're going to be hard to trust, but 2 good games from them. Neil, any thoughts on the Toronto Raptors? Oh, one last thing. Danny Green did jam his thumb in this one. So this party that we were about to have for Danny Green might be short-lived because he could possibly miss the next game. He looks like he's dealing with some kind of thumb injury. I don't know if it's just a jam or if it's anything more. Keep an eye on that situation. What do you think of the Raptors?
Yeah, none of these starters had to play. Yeah, none of these starters had to play 30 minutes because it was a one-sided game, and we'll see if Danny Green's healthy. Like you said, Siakam. Yeah, he's one of these guys. Like he could have 10 bad games in a row, and I'd still love that. So it's just fine. I will tell you this, Adrian. So I'm in a league where I have to keep one player, and I thought for sure it's going to be Siakam, but I also have Adebayo on it.
Ooh,
maybe I think.
Wow.
I gotta think about it. I don't know. I think Siakam's probably safer.
I was going to say, I still would probably go Siakam, but it is definitely a conversation. Definitely.
If Leonard leaves Toronto, if Kawhi goes, and who knows, maybe.
Which is a definite strong possibility.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I got some decisions to make in the offseason. Anyway, what do I want to talk about here on Toronto? Not much. I mean, Danny Green, he has nights like this that are just, they're like serendipity. Everything comes together for him, it seems. And good to see. Oh, yeah, like you said about Lowry, I'm just happy he's playing. Not a great game, but also not bad. He got 3 steals and a block and 6 rebounds, 7 assists. So kind of consistent across all the categories. Just, didn't score a lot tonight. And his scoring he only took 6 shots tonight. He doesn't need to score anymore for this team. They've got Kawhi, they've got Siakam, now they have Gasol. Green was lighting it up tonight, so they've got scorers all around them. He used to have to ISO, at the end of games and try to muster up some sort of attempt, and now he's got so much help around him. So I was leaning towards Milwaukee to win the East. My heart's kind of in Toronto though, because they've always been really good, but they always get knocked out by the Cavs. So kind of root for those guys. We'll see. Anyway, fantasy-wise, like you said, nothing here really changes. We'll see if they rest. They're kind of locked into the 2 seed, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think Milwaukee has a 3-game lead with 4 games left, so it's hard for Milwaukee to lose that. And I think Toronto has. There's no way they can lose the 2 seed.
Yeah.
So I think in another game or 2 they may rest everybody, and then guys like Norman Powell become relevant, right? All those guys. So keep an eye on Toronto. All right, next game we've got is Portland against Minnesota. Portland wins 132-122. No Nurkic. Cantor gets the start as he's been, and tonight he really delivered. 20 points, 11 rebounds, 7 to 10 shooting, 4 blocks for Cantor. Mo Harkless and Aminu, they've been very quiet on the wing here. Not really going to rush out to get either of them. I made the mistake with rushing out to get Aminu. It did not pan out. Harkless, I think, is done even worse. Lillard, they're going to rely on him. 15 points, 12 assists tonight, 3 3-pointers. Rodney Hood, interesting line here. 29 minutes, 21 points, 8 of 14 shooting, 2 steals. Not much else, just 4 rebounds, just 1 assist, 3 3-pointers. He's kind of a 3-and-D guy. Throws up a lot of shots, makes some threes some nights, gets some defensive stats, not much else. Off the bench, Evan Turner and then Seth Curry had some nice usage as well. Turner actually ends up triple doubling here, oddly enough. Do you of these players? So we talked about other players potentially to pick up, guys we passed over before. I kind of like Hood. Between Hood, Turner, and Curry, I kind of like Hood. That's my take. What are your thoughts on the Trailblazers?
I kind of like Cantor. I don't know if Cantor's been picked up already in all leagues, but when Yusuf Nurkic went down with that gruesome leg injury, there was a lot of debate whether it was going to be like Zach Collins or Cantor. I think Cantor's really separated himself as the guy. So, Neil, I'm going to check tonight to make sure that Cantor, in the couple roto leagues where I'm still trying to keep my spot, I'm going to check and see if Cantor's there. I like your take on Hood. Hey, if I knew for sure he was going to start and get this kind of role, I mean, man, the usage looked great. The minutes are there. We know Hood can score. Everywhere he goes, he scores. So if you need some points, I think Hood could be worth an add as well. What else? I think that's it. I'm going to jump over to Minnesota. Wiggins, 21 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds, 7 of 18 from the field, 6 of 6 from the line. I played Jones tonight and worked out pretty well. 14 points, 3 steals, 10 assists, 3 rebounds, 7 of 12 from the field. Karl Anthony Towns with a big double-double, 17 points, 12 rebounds. Also added 4 assists, 2 blocks, a 3, shot 6 of 21. Shooting wasn't super great, but was a perfect 4-4 from the line. Josh Okogie's just not happening, man. His usage is so low, even though he's starting and getting minutes. So only 9 points, didn't really do much. Dario Saric, low-end line, 13 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. I think he could be worth a stream. Did also have 2 threes, shot a 5 of 8 from the field. I think he could be worth a stream for some low-end value. I wouldn't trust any of these bench guys. Neil, what do you think of the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Yeah, it's just Okogie, like you said, someone. I think I'd only start him if Wiggins was out. Then I would start Okogie. Otherwise, I wouldn't pick him up. But Tyus Jones, yeah, if he's still out there, he is definitely safe. He's a high assist guy, gets some steals. Not great in points, but those 2 categories are pretty vital, I think, this time of year. So I like him if he's somehow still out there. Koji, I think if Wiggins is sitting, start him. Sarge, I'm not really big on. Obviously, Towns is not available. Wiggins, probably owned everywhere as well, so probably can't pick him up. I had thrown out the idea of Gorgie Jang a few weeks ago. Not a bad line here in 16 minutes. 18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal and a block. If they shut down Towns, which they're almost done with the season, so I'm not sure when he would get shut down, but if he does rest the last couple games, I think Jang could have some value. Anyway, next game, Philadelphia, Dallas. Philadelphia loses to Dallas, 102-122. Let's see who was resting. It had to be some big names. Embiid was resting. Butler was resting. So that'll do it. Ben Simmons, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Shooting was off. 7-11 from the line as well. 3 blocks, though. Jonah Bolden, 2 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Not a great line. Got the opportunity, though, 30 minutes. Tobias Harris does produce what we expect. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. James Ennis gets a start, but not much. J.J. Redick is solid in the starting role as expected. So even with these 2 guys sitting, Embiid and Butler, really not much value to pick up. Bolden didn't really do anything. Ennis, Redick, Simmons, and Harris are already owned. I'm assuming Mike, and then off the bench, the bench guys don't produce that much. So really interesting to see that no one else really can put up value in a game where the 2 of their big stars are out. So I guess really can't trust anyone to stream there until I guess maybe all 4 of them rest, if that ever happens. Any thoughts on the 76ers?
I believe that Embiid is ruled out for the next 3 games. I think that was including this game, so maybe the next 2 games after tonight. So just as you said, really disappointed that in his absence, there's really nobody to pick up. Yeah, I mean, I would just ignore all of these other guys here. It's just their main studs that you're really counting on. I'm going to jump over to Dallas. Neil, I got to give you some credit, man. You said in one of the shows, previous shows, Justin Jackson could be worth an ad or a stream. He looked really good tonight. 24 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. He had 3 threes, shot 7 of 11 from the field, 7 of 8 from the line. I think he's worth a pickup. I would go grab him if he's sitting there. Dwight Powell, we know he's been pretty rock solid. 14 points, a steal, a block, 3 assists, 4 boards, 2 threes, 5 of 6 from the field, 2 of 3 from the line. I feel like my theme for this year is like guys I'm excited about for next season. And Neil, Dwight Powell's kind of on that list because if Dirk Nowitzki retires, I think Dwight Powell's kind of locked into that power forward spot for this team, unless Porzingis plays power forward. But if they can somehow play Porzingis and Powell together, I think Powell could be a nice value for next year. So another guy I'm going to put on that list. Brunson with an okay game here, 13.7 assists. I'm just really disappointed he only got 19 minutes here. So I don't know if he was dealing with some kind of injury or he just didn't have it going. But I was just a little disappointed he only got 19 minutes. Courtney Lee, only 2 points in 18 minutes. I don't trust Courtney Lee. Dirk Nowitzki, we don't trust Dirk, only 7 minutes. Off the bench, man, Trey Burke is starting to pique my interest. 16 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. He shot 6 of 14 from the field, 4-6 from the line. He had a nice game a few nights ago. I think maybe he could be worth a stream if you need some point guard help in a deeper league. I don't really trust any other guys here. Neil, no Luka Doncic in this one, so my fingers are crossed we see Luka again this season because I love Luka and he needs to here. What do you think of them? What do you think of the Mavericks?
Oh man, I'm not going to look forward to talking that day when Trae Young gets. I will say this though. I think if Luka sits, talk about guys that could help. I think Trey Burke is a pickup.
Yeah,
Luka's out. I do think he's fine. And yeah, Justin Jackson, likewise. I think he's someone who, when he got minutes in Sacramento, he did all right. I don't know, stats don't always equal winning, so there's a reason why he was let go. But his stats are really good in limited minutes, or in 30 minutes, he can do a lot. So I would pick him up as well. Those are 2 guys I do like. And that's assuming Doncic is out. I should probably preface that. If Doncic is coming back, then that changes the calculus there. All right. Charlotte 102, Utah 111. Charlotte. Marvin Williams does not score. Miles Bridges does not score. What is going on? These 2 stars. 50 minutes of action, Adrian.
Wow.
Come on. Diambo, nothing to speak of. Kemba Walker, 47 points. That's where all the points went. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 15 of 28, 4 3-pointers. We'll see if this guy sticks around with Charlotte next season, but wherever he is, he's a fantasy asset. Great year for Kemba. Adrian, I had talked about Dwayne Bacon. I don't know if he got injured tonight, just played 5 minutes. Not seeing, obviously, any foul trouble in 5 minutes. I didn't see any news on him. Jeremy Lamb, though, is the guy, is the wing you want to own. Second wing, I think we talked about, would be Bridges, although tonight he played terribly. Don't touch Bacon. Don't touch Williams anymore. That's really it for me. Just those 3 guys. Maybe Hernan Gomez. He might be interesting. 21 minutes tonight. Zeller's still out. Batum's still out. So maybe Hernan Gomez is worth a look. But I'd still be like 4th in my pecking order. What are your thoughts on Charlotte?
Yeah, Charlotte's really become somewhat of a fantasy wasteland, right? I mean, it's just Kemba Walker. I still trust Lamb, but man, it's like Marvin Williams you can't trust. Bridges, who I thought would kind of be viable here at the end of the season. I mean, you can't trust him. It's just there's just not much here on this Hornets team as far as fantasy goes. So very disappointing. Nobody. I don't trust anyone in the front court, man. It's just ugly. I'm gonna jump over to Utah now. This is a team you can trust. Gobert, 18 and 18, 18 points, 18 boards, 3 blocks. I mean, the big man doing what a big man is supposed to do here. 8 of 10 from the field. 2 of 7, so he hurt you from the line, but whatever. Donovan Mitchell, 25 points, 4 steals, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 threes, shot 8 of 17 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line. Joe Ingles, man, he has really turned it around towards the end of the year, and 15 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, 5 threes tonight. All of his production came from downtown, 5 of 8 from downtown. Ricky Rubio, this is nice. He's been really up and down this year, but this was a good game. 20 points, 13 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 three. Shot 5 of 13 from the field, but went a perfect 9 of 9 from the line. Crowder was very disappointing. 0 points in 25 minutes. May have also gotten hurt in this one. Check that out. And then, man, I definitely would not trust any of these bench guys. Okay, let's go over the final game of the evening. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the Phoenix Suns. The Suns getting the victory 122 to 113. Let's take a look at the Cleveland side first. Colin Sexton, man, he has been scoring the ball pretty well at this second half of the season. Didn't shoot it super great, 9 of 23, but it had 21 points, 3 steals, 4 rebounds. I like his outlook. I think he's going to be pretty good in future seasons. I'm really just hoping the rest of his game kind of catches up to his scoring. Okay, Cedi Osman, man, this guy's been really disappointing. Shot 1 of 12 for only 3 points. Also fouled out of this one. So, I was really high on this guy coming into this season. I'm going to downgrade him for next season. I'm definitely not going to target him going into next season. Larry Nance Jr., 9 points, 2 steals, 4 rebounds. 4 assists, 12 rebounds, 4 of 7 from the field. He was a perfect 1 of 1 from the line. Tristan Thompson's getting the start, but he's only getting minutes in the low 20s. So 15 points, 5 rebounds. I don't really think he's worth the stream. We did see Kevin Love sit out of this one, which definitely helps him. Let's see, what else? Oh, Jordan Clarkson, man. He had a nice game. 20 points, a steal, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 three. He shot 8 of 16 from the field, 3 from the line. He's probably been rostered and has been streamed for most of the season already. All right, I'm going to jump over to the Phoenix side and some interesting stuff going on over here. Mostly we saw DeAndre Ayton sit, and I'm curious if he's going to miss more time or get shut down. And I was really excited that Richaun Holmes was going to start. He doubled with 13 points, 10 rebounds. He also had 2 blocks. Now, he had some foul trouble, had 5 fouls in 24 minutes. So this line could have been much nicer if he saw more minutes. So the other guy that I thought was really interesting was Josh Jackson. 19 points, 10 rebounds. He had 5 blocks, 4 assists, 1 steal. So I'm really curious if Ayton misses time, if this is really going to boost the production of Jackson. Obviously, it's going to boost Holmes because he's now going into a starting role. So I think both guys could be picked up. I probably would pick up Holmes first and then Jackson second, but they both could definitely be worth an add. Devin Booker, man, this guy's been scorching hot lately. He's been scoring the ball with ease. 25 points for him. What I really love is the 13 assists. He was really getting his teammates going in this one, and that was nice. 3 rebounds. He added 2 threes, so been pretty good. Not much else here. Oubre's out for the year, so he's been dropped everywhere. And that's about it for Monday night, you guys. Neil and I will be back for Tuesday, so we want to thank you for listening and supporting the show. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit Neil up. He's at Ball with Neil. I'm at Adrian Benjamins. And we will see you guys Tuesday night.
This has been a Hoop Ball presentation.